When renovating and investing in Detroit, here are a couple things that you don't want to skimp out on and you want to make sure that you consider for budgets on your next project. Something to consider for the exterior of an old house, especially ones in Detroit that are brick exterior, is the need for brick repointing. So you can see here all these little pocket holes. If you come in close, you can see there's a lot of holes in the mortar of the brick. So this mortar and even up here needs to be replaced. So it's almost like you think of tile and grout. This quote unquote grout needs to be replaced. So sometimes you have to chisel this out and then you stuff in your mortar, and then that'll secure the building, prevent it from leaking or eroding away, and then it'll also help the visual appearance overall with the place to actually help you sell in the future or get something tenant ready, appraisal ready, etc. Something else for the exterior that you need to be aware of, usually on old Detroit homes, and you see this even online, is that they have crappy roofs. They're old, the roof needs to be replaced, they're probably leaking, and then also their soffits and gutters probably weren't even intact. So if you look at this, check this out. Yeah, you need to replace a lot of the soffits there. Those are the things underneath the roof line. You can see them falling apart. And then there's also eaves troughs and gutters which need to be replaced too, more often than not, because they terminate, lead to nothing, and then it leaks into your basement, and we don't want that to happen whatsoever. On these older Detroit homes, more often than not, it's stripped of all its copper, all its wiring, all the old plumbing, right? So in this case, for the electrical, we're still fortunate. We have power, it hasn't been fully stripped, but one thing we do know is that the wiring isn't properly installed. There's probably some old knob and tube in the walls, which is technically fine for Detroit, but because of that, we have no ground. And so these previous owners got around this by, and I'm not gonna touch this, jumping the ground to the neutral, which basically is illegal and not to code. So what we're gonna have to do is, I think the easiest solution, I'll check with the electrician, is add a GFCI to protect the entire circuit, and we should be good to go. But things like this, you need to definitely factor in a good chunk of change for electrical, because more often than not, you don't know what's in the walls, you're buying as is, and that is one big risk. So on that electrical line item, just budget a little bit extra. Oftentimes, you're gonna find a lot of plaster in these houses. And in my opinion, you should just demo it all, remove it. If you have cracking and issues, just not looking good, because the time and effort that you're gonna put in to repairing it with drywall or actually other plaster is just absurd. So here you can see, trying to repair some of the plaster, we got patchwork, and still gotta sand it down and paint it. It's a ton of work, not worth your time. Just make yourself have a clean slate, because then you're gonna be out of the project a lot sooner and it's gonna cost you less money. Let's try to see. Here's an example of plaster. Here's an example of plaster, and I'm not sure if you can capture it on video, but you can see all the imperfections coming off, like you can see in the sun. There's a lot of stuff they need to do to touch this up. And then also little cracks coming through. It's not really possible to fix this cost effectively. So just rip it out next time. With flooring, that might be another line item you want to make sure that you double check on, because if you're going anything other than carpet, because carpet can be popular in the US. If you go vinyl or if you go laminate, then you're gonna make sure you want to have your subfloor that's solid, because with these old houses, you know how they can get wonky, right? And then at the very least, if you do put this down on top of the existing subfloor, you might have to put transition strips or cord around or shoe molding to cover up gaps that are present from the waviness in the floor. So just something else to consider that might result in a little bit of extra trim work. So that's some things to consider on your next project. Pretty boilerplate, but I think that's specifically some things that would really work for Detroit projects, especially being that they're older. And let me know in the comments what you guys think, if there's anything specifically that you would denote for Detroit projects or ones that you're working on in different cities and different areas. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the next Detroit related property video. See you in the next one.